It's your destiny to greatness with Dr. C and Brothers Keeper. Today, where we've been, where we're going, and Friday trivia. And now, here are Dr. C and Brothers Keeper.
Hello everyone and welcome to your Destiny to Greatness. I am so glad that once again you've decided to tune in with us, Dr. C and
Brothers Keeper. And I'm also excited to see you once again.
All right, so in the mood of excitement, we just hope and pray that your Christmas holiday has been blessed and we're looking forward to this new year.
Yes.
I'm looking for greatness. I have a spirit of expectancy.
Yes.
I do.
I'm looking forward to expounding upon all the positive things that has been going on in my life thus far and looking past all the negativity.
Exactly. But even those things that were negative in 2016, I've learned from them.
Yes.
And they've helped me to become a better person. So, which, Brothers Keeper, I think that helps us to lead into our subject for today.
Yes.
Sticks and stones, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when we were young, sticks and stones may break my bones, but
words will never hurt me, you, and whoever.
Now, we may have believed it then, not even quite sure, but we know today that that is false. Words do hurt. And we want to talk about this sticks and stones because if we're all here together, that means that we have survived and come through some sticks, some people, stones, and hurtful words. So we know that there's a better way to deal with things. And if you are one that has a tongue that cuts, prayerfully after today's show, you'll pull back and realize that your words matter and they do affect people.
Yes, and as we go to break, I saw some writing and it says, taste your words before you spit them out. So if you could think about that, and we'll be right back.
All right. Well, we're back and we've been practicing with this tasting our words. Brothers Keeper, I love that. You said, tell me again.
Taste your words before you spit them out. And I'm thinking that, and I don't know about you,
right,
Dr. C, but I've said some things before. As soon as they come out of my mouth, I wish I could grab it and pull it back, and realizing that I really shouldn't have said that.
Right, but just as Jeffrey said, who's videoing us as usual, he said, once you put those words out,
yes,
you can't get them back.
No.
I mean, many things we can kind of, get back or hide under, but not a word that we've said.
And it says the power of the tongue.
Oh.
Woo, what does it hold?
Life or what?
Death.
Yes, exactly. And when you think about things like that, it really comes full circle and gives you that understanding, especially when it happens to you. Sometimes we look at other people because they've said or done things against us and it's just so terrible. And it may be, but we need to be mindful of what we're putting out there in the atmosphere.
Well, I've been in a situation where I've had friends that sometimes may say things before they think, not really meaning anything derogatory about what they say. It's just their nature. I mean, some people you try to change them, and some people they have to change themselves.
I agree. Well, we can't change anybody.
No.
Only the Lord can do that. But I don't know how I'm feeling about that's just their nature. Oh, well, that's just how I am. No, I don't know about that.
Well, I've had another individual come to me and had experienced that from that individual. So I said, okay, that point you just made, that's what I told him. But at the same time, I went back and addressed the issue in a loving way.
Yes.
To get them to understand that maybe that's how you saw it, but that word that you spewed out it didn't taste so well for the recipient.
Right. Well, you know one thing, Brother Speaker, just thinking about words and spitting them out, there are times when we can feel upset or we can be hurt, but we need to allow God to lead us and guide us and direct us and calm us down before we actually respond, whether it's in black and white, especially if it's in black and white, because that's there too. It's nothing you can do once you hit send. And if it's just face to face, because I found that when I've had that time to calm down, pray, and allow God to give me the words to say, it's been so much better. Not necessarily that you didn't lay people out, so to speak, but you did it in such a way where it was receptive and it was known that you were not trying to hurt.
Yes. And then you're exactly right, because there have been many occasions that I had to learn that many times we are not spiritual when things happen, when things are thrust upon us. A lot of times we operate in nature first. We're in the natural.
And we shouldn't.
But we're in the natural. But if you pull the reins and think about it and seek assistance from God, He will take less and do more in the situation than the more that we took to do it the wrong way and accomplish less.
Exactly. I mean, He's going to do it if we allow Him to do it. Because one thing about it, yes, we are in the flesh. However, we need to allow the Spirit to take over and take control. So that is one of the reasons why I'm pretty sure it was in James. I want to say 1:9 or 19. And we could double check that. But when it's telling us to be slow to speak, slow to wrath, and quick to listen.
Yes.
Because that's the key. Jesus has given us a key for everything and every situation so that we can come out in a good light.
Yes.
And not embarrass Him.
And you're exactly right, because many times we were too quick at something, and had we took a second, as we said earlier, that foul speech would never came out of our mouth had we thought for a moment.
That's true.
And understanding that, look on the other side of the equation before you say something. How would you feel if somebody say that to you?
Exactly.
Even if they were acting the worst that they could, we still supposed to act according to the way we're supposed to act.
That's right. That is right, because we're called to act like Jesus. And with all the things that were said and done to Him, He did not respond the way that we do sometimes. And we do that just because we're not waiting for Him to help us. So we're going to go to a short break and think about where you are on this. And if you're not quite where you want to be, then ask Jesus. He'll help you. And if you need some healing for a hurt word or something that was thrown at you, then He can do that too, from the inside out. We'll be right back.
Well, we're doing the Vatican Challenge.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking about sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. And we know that words truly do hurt. But we also been talking about how we can be a help to ourselves and others when we taste our words before we spew them out, and also how to overcome. So let's talk a little bit more about how to overcome when we're hurt. What has helped you?
Well, to be honest, first things first. We have to go and give it to God. Whether we really are accustomed to doing it or we're a novice at doing it, I've found that the more we do it, the better equipped we are to handle the situation. And the more we do it, the more we will learn to do it first.
That's true.
You know what I mean? A lot of times we'll go ahead of the situation, then we'll back up and we'll give it to God. But the more we give it to God and we see the outcome after He took it first, we're more inclined to give it to Him in the beginning. Whether we feel the way we feel or not, God is still who He is, and He's still in control. His ways are still higher than our ways.
That's true. And I can speak to both sides of that. I can speak to a time in life when, no, I was not treated right, but I just jumped right off and it was all of me. It was no Jesus at all. And then I was going to handle the situation. And after it was all said and done, I did not feel good about how I handled it. Couldn't necessarily look at that person and put all the blame on that person. I had to look at me. But as I've grown and learned, because one thing, I don't like feeling like I'm separated from Jesus. So that's terrible feeling. But as I've grown, then it is so much easier when I've been hurt. And there's times in my life when I didn't even know I could feel that bad because of who had hurt me. It depends on the person. Some people you can like, oh, okay. But other people you're like, oh my gosh. But it was Jesus. I mean, just talking to him, crying out to him, and being sincere. And after a while, I couldn't even tell you when it shifted from being hurt so bad to feeling much better and forgiving that person.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure I can attest to taking that route, and it's like a load has been lifted once you do it the right way. Once we take the avenue that which he has already opened the door for us to go down that avenue, many times it's ourselves who stop us from going. The avenue is always there.
Right.
But once we take the avenue and do it his way, I'm telling you, you almost got to put bricks on your feet to keep you from floating away because you feel so light.
It feels so light and good, and you're not hooked up on, oh, well, no one's going to treat me that way. No one's going to talk to me. Somebody is at some point in time in life, but it's just all about having that growth. And I've also experienced that some of those same people ended up having to come back. Because, I mean, it's in that word about your enemies being your footstool. And I said, oh my goodness. Not bringing up anything old because God had cleared me of all of that, but just thankful. I was like, okay, I am really thankful to be able to have this help or this assistance.
And maybe when they come back, they have a situation. But because we didn't act ugly in the beginning, they don't have to come to us in the back of their mind about that ugly day. They just see us as a helping individual, and sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. They don't care who it was. If that's the person that got the help they need, they're going to come. And thank God that if we're not acting ugly when they come, we can have a pure heart and be able to help them without even thinking about anything negative that may have transpired before that.
Exactly. Well, this is all we wanted to do today, was be a help and a blessing to you. We know that life happens, and things that happen in life sometimes they hurt and they don't feel so good. But you don't have to be stuck thinking that you're all alone and no one loves you, no one cares, everyone's against you. Jesus is not. And he wants you to get into the position where you will look at him and trust him through any situation, good and bad. And once you do that, well, those words may not hurt as bad anymore, but you can give everything to God. Won't you do that today? Give yourself to Jesus. And before we go into our Friday trivia question, I just want to leave you with this. Psalms 19:14. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my Redeemer. Yeah, he's there for all of us. Thank you so much for taking this in today. Friday trivia when we come back.
Okay, we're back. It's time for Friday trivia.
Friday trivia.
And as usual, I always give you just a little ahead of the story so you understand the question. Well, the Apostle Paul was journeying to Rome. And in the process, he had a shipwreck. And during the shipwreck, he held onto some boards and he made it to shore safely. And in the process of building a fire, he gathered some sticks and twigs. My question is, Once he placed the bundle of sticks on the fire, what came out of the fire and fastened onto his hand?
Grabbed hold to it, huh?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So, give me the question one more time.
What came out of the fire and fastened onto his hand?
Wow. All right. Not bad. Interesting. Love this question this week. So, get your answer into us by tonight at 11:59 p.m. And you know you can email your answers to your.destinytogreatness@gmail.com. It's Friday Trivia.
Hi, this is Brothers Keeper, and I'm here for your health and beauty tip. As we know, New Year is just around the corner. And this year that just passed, thank God we've made it. There have been many ups and many downs. I implore you to look past the downfalls, pick ourselves up, take all the positive attributes of whatever went on in the last year, and take it with us and build upon it and help us to be more successful in the year coming. The more we do to be successful, the more successful we'll be. And the more successful we are, the more successful we can be at helping others to be successful. This is your health and beauty tip. It's just me thinking again. You know, I often watch many of us attempt to help others. Then in the throes of trying to help them, it seems as though it backfires on us. Well, I'm thinking if we learn to seek God first and pray about it, then we'd understand that prayer can go where we cannot. It'd be a lot easier for us to pray about it and allow Him to show us what to do instead of us moving ahead of Him and having everything out of order. Once we find order, once we understand what He wants us to do, things will work better for us and those that we are trying to help. Seek His assistance. Stay in order. It's just me thinking again. We are destined for greatness.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, on my heart today is the word overcomer. And I just believe that you are an overcomer, just as I am. Not sure, doesn't even matter what things that you've had to overcome. But I tell you what, if you know how you overcame, then share with somebody else. There's so many people whose hearts are hurting right now, and they need to see a living example so that they will know that they too can overcome. So, as you're walking towards your destiny, don't forget to share your love and wisdom with somebody else, because we are all overcomers.
We are destined for greatness.